Namaste. My name is Kalyani Pantangi. I'm the National Chair for G100 Mentoring and Motivation. Thank you for watching this video. This video is made today to talk about 28th May 2022. What is the significance of the day? It is the World Menstrual Hygiene Day. In certain countries, it's even celebrated as the day where they are going ahead and giving importance for women's health. Why 28th May only? Why not another day? As women, we get our menstrual periods every 28 days, and this period is there for 5 days. That's why it's 28-5. Now, what is this menstrual period? Many of them do not even know, though it is taught in the school, high school precisely, many of them do not know. We women are born with around 400 eggs called as ovum. Each egg is called as a ovum. We're all born with 400 ovums in both the ovaries. So every month, once we attain the age of puberty, every month, one ovum is dropped from the ovaries into the uterus. This ovum travels down the fallopian tube and then falls into the uterus, the inner lining of the uterus. Now, when a sperm mates with this ovum, it becomes a fertilized zygote, and this fertilized zygote attaches to the inner lining of the uterus, and this becomes a baby over a period of 9 months, and it's protected, nourished, cherished, and taken care in the uterus. But if there is no fertilization happening, this ovum just dies in the uterus. Along with it, the inner lining of the uterus, which is formed, that also falls. This itself is bleeding. Now, this bleeding happens for many women for 5 days. For some, it's for 4 days. For some, it is for 7 days. It varies. It depends on the body, hormones, and various things. This is what is the menstrual period. In many places in India and several other countries, women are not aware that this is a biological process. They still think it's a curse on them. They think they're cursed, that's why they are having it. Men don't have it. Girls don't have it. Older women don't have it. That taboo has to be broken to create that awareness menstrual health day. Not only that, many women do not have access to hygienic products. We in India, in many cities, many towns, many villages, we are privileged and blessed to have sanitary pads, tampons, menstrual cups, cloth pads, and several other items. But there are several places, even in India, where girls do not have access for it. It's a curse for them for those 5 days. They really struggle. They don't even move. They struggle a lot. And this day, we have to rise up, create awareness, go about meeting a charitable organization who can help women in this place and connect them. We, from Mentoring and Motivation Wing, we are open to help you. If you are a charitable organization and you want to donate something for this, we can connect you with the NGOs who are working towards this and help you with this. We, from G100 Mentoring and Motivation, each sister is taking turn from our wing, and we are talking about menstrual hygiene, and we are talking about what are the taboos related to menstrual hygiene, how they overcome, what is happening in the world. So let's listen to all of our sisters and take it from here. Over to you, sisters.
Hello to all the lovely ladies out there. This is Nishita Desai, City Chair Pune, sharing my views today on menstrual hygiene and the concerns related to that. Menstrual hygiene, it's a vast topic, and when it comes to India, it ranges from all the stereotypical type of beliefs that we have, myself even have heard growing up as a Brahmin girl. So do not enter the puja room. do not do this, do not do that, cannot go out of the house, and many more. But I feel that ignorance has been something that has to be blamed when it comes to something like this. So not just talking about the blind faiths and the beliefs and just the systems that has been followed. Let us talk about the concerns that is involved when it comes to the hygiene related to menstrual cycles. So the statistics I recently read said that less than 20% of the women in India are using sanitary pads. Yeah, we understand that there are concerns related to sanitary pad, and there are concerns related to the decomposition of them when it comes to the environment. We know that there has been concerns related to environmental hazards when it comes to using of the pad. Then too, when it comes to the inner parts of the India, women still continue to maintain themselves in poor hygiene conditions when it comes to menstrual hygiene. No proper usage of medium as to control the blood flow, no proper medium of you even cleaning and maintaining the basic personal hygiene and the awareness related to it. More than anything, the entire idea of menstrual being a very impure thing in itself is a complete mental trauma. I will also consider this to be part of mental hygiene when it comes to association with menstrual hygiene. So it also needs to be taken care of. I think there needs to be more awareness among women as to why menstrual hygiene is so important. Menstrual hygiene, if not taken care of, can lead to small problems like small infections into your urinary tract to huge consequences like cancer. And very less women in our country know that there are vaccinations available for the girl child or the women, that they need to go and approach the doctor and can be taken. There is less awareness as to examining oneself if one has the symptoms of the same, or what are the symptoms relate, which can be a part of your menstrual hygiene and can lead to a bigger disorder or a disease. I think menstrual hygiene is something which has to be also a high time for our country to be a part of information in the education system too, because not just women need to be educated about, even the men, the boys in the Indian society and world across, why just India. It's time that we realize the importance of the menstrual hygiene. Of course, we have come we have become a more progressive society today. Women are more encouraged. I just read somewhere that a very good, I think Japan, in that, not sure, but Japan is the first country in India who has approved the women today, or the working women today, a 3 menstrual day leave. Of course, this is a debatable issue, but then too, this shows how important it would be for a woman to stay back, relax, and take care of herself and take care of her hygiene. That's all I have to say. Looking forward to more inculcation of norms, rules, even in our country, and if not anything, then awareness in the women today about taking care of them and taking care of themselves, their hygiene and the menstrual cycles. Thank you.
Namaste. I'm Kaumudi Nagaraju. I'm G100 City Chair for Hyderabad City in India. We are in 2022, and as of today, the world changed a lot. Still, menstruation remains a taboo topic, and people struggle to talk about periods, period problems, and heavy menstrual bleeding. It is a natural process. None of us would exist without it. Still, menstruation remains an embarrassing subject to broach. Many menstruating people are unable to manage their menstruation hygienically and with normalcy and dignity. There is a lack of information about menstruation, which leads to damaging misconceptions and discrimination, and can cause girls to miss out on normal childhood experiences and activities. It is in violation of human rights because it negatively impacts many areas such as right to education, health, marriage, participation in life, and how they relate to the process of menstruation. As we are aiming to create a world where no one is held back because they menstruate by 2030, there is a lot of work that needs to be done in this area. So, the focus of World Menstrual Hygiene Day this year has been shifted from calling for action to leading by example by committing to action. Changing the world should start with us. We all need to ask ourselves what we can do to create a world where no one is held back because they menstruate. We need to honestly answer this question and show commitment towards taking action. I will talk about periods in my social circle and in everyday life. I will contribute to social solidarity and encourage healthy habits by educating girls on menstruation before their first period. I will build their confidence by involving boys in the conversation. I will try my best to normalize menstruation. I am committed to end period stigma. Are you?
Good evening. I'm Vindhya here, the Delhi Regional Chair for G100 Mentoring and Motivation Division. Today, we are commemorating World Menstrual Hygiene Day. And we ladies have come out in solidarity with our sisters and women worldwide. As all of us menstruate, we have experienced different challenges while managing the periods. For some, it may be lack of products. For others, it may be lack of toilets or disposal facilities. A large part of global population is disadvantaged by having a period. Now it's time to bring these difficult issues like menstruation out of the shadows and to recognize that it is often the things we take for granted that best indicate how far we have come and how much work is still left to do. Menstrual hygiene is a harbinger of gender equality. It depends on equal access to the right type of sanitation facilities, accurate information shared by both men and women alike, and shared ownership from men and women across sectors and government ministries. Why? Why is that? Because health is very important, especially for women's health. The primary focus is menstrual health. It is also the basis of physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It is said that the multidimensional impact of menstrual health aligns with not only the physical body, but it extends to a woman's mind and the social well-being. It is like a three-legged tripod stand. So the first is physical health. Now, it is very important to keep a track of your menstrual cycle because it can predict and suggest any underlying health conditions. So, painful, heavy bleeding, severe menstrual cramps, or pelvic pain can mean a lot of things. So, women need to get their checkups done regularly. One has to look within, understand one's body, look for signs and symptoms that will give you signals that something is wrong or amiss. Do not ignore such situations and take action. Regular visits to your gynecologist will not only treat but help you diagnose such conditions well in advance. Now, when one's physical health is good, then the mental wellness is not far. There is a relation between brains and hormones, and it has been proven again and again. So women have emotional mood swings, they have anxiety, depression, and this could be linked to the irregular menstrual cycle. So also we have all heard about the classic explanation of PMS, it leads to many symptoms, fatigue, feeling of sadness for no particular reason. So the key takeaway is to be very well informed, not to live in denial and accept what we are going through. Acceptance is a great coping mechanism. It will tide us over many situations, but we do need to seek help from professional gynecologists or counselors and make sure that there is a support system in place to help you. So we still live in a society where menstrual cycle is considered a taboo, and periods are still a very hush-hush things. And due to these inhibitions, what happens is that women are always trying to hide and not talk about these issues. And sometimes the proper planning of disposal of menstrual waste is not done. There is a great ignorance of menstrual hygiene and sanitation. So these conditions lead to infections of the reproductive tract, and sometimes they remain untreated due to shame and fear. So inability to discuss these kind of issues with women have a great impact on the personality, and this is something we must really look into. We have come a long way, but we still have a long road ahead that requires multi-level intervention to change the thought process and the social stigma surrounding the subject. So it is time we make our adolescent girls understand that instead of looking down on menstruation as a sign of weakness and shame, it must be perceived as a superpower gifted to women by nature that facilitates procreation and survival of species. So let's empower and educate women and normalize the conversation around the periods. Hopefully, as a society, we are going to take strides in the right directions. Women are conquering the world in many directions, and when the health is good, half the battle is won already. So let's focus on good menstrual health and hygiene for all in our environment and do our very best by educating, by supporting, and helping whoever we can in our surroundings. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Kakuli Sen. I'm the advisory member, mentoring and motivation wing of G100. I'm a visual artist, educationist, and conservationist. 28th May being the World Menstrual Health Day, I'm just going to briefly discuss, is menstruation bad for the environment? And how is menstruation related to human rights? Human rights are rights that every human being has by virtue of his or her human dignity. Menstruation is intrinsically related to human dignity. When people cannot access safe bathing facilities and safe and effective means of managing their menstrual hygiene, they're not able to manage their menstruation with dignity. Menstruation-related teasing, exclusion, and shame also undermine the principle of human dignity. Gender inequality, extreme poverty, humanitarian crisis, and harmful traditions can all turn menstruation into a time of deprivation and stigma, which can undermine the environment of fundamental human rights. This is true for women and girls, as well as for transgender men and non-binary persons who menstruate. Over the lifetime of a person who menstruates, they could easily spend 3 to 8 years menstruating, during which they could face menstruation-related exclusion, neglect, or discrimination. Is menstruation bad for the environment? No. Menstruation in itself is not bad for the environment. However, products used to manage menstruation can have a negative impact on the environment depending on the product and the way it is disposed. Menstrual products, such as tampons and pads, often contain plastics and chemicals that are bad for the environment. The time it takes for them to degrade in a landfill is centuries longer than the lifespan of a woman. Menstrual products can also be found in bodies of water and along shorelines. The manufacturing process to produce menstrual products also has environmental consequences. More environmentally friendly options include reusable menstrual cups as well as reusable and biodegradable pads. But in many places, alternative methods are not available or culturally acceptable. In all circumstances, the choice of menstrual product must be acceptable to the people using them. For example, some women are not comfortable with the insertable products like menstrual cups. In humid environments, reusable menstrual pads may be difficult to thoroughly dry. Given the potential environmental consequences of disposable menstrual products, it is important to expand the range of methods available to women, allowing them to make informed choices that fit their needs. So it is all upon us that what we decide and how we take care of our environment. Thank you.
Hi, I am Dr. Smita Ghosh, Ahmedabad Chair for G100 Mentoring and Motivation Wing. My message to all the women there, all my sisters there, don't be scared to be a woman. Give yourself the freedom and power of being yourself. Celebrate being woman. Self-awareness should be your inner strength, and let that inner strength soar you towards your dream and happiness. Remember, empowered woman, empower woman. So start empowering within you and around you. Thank you.